Okay, what do I do here? Phew. It is a rainy morning. Actually, very nearly afternoon. So was that a one-way road I left down? I don't know. Well, I've got so many layers on. I'm really hot underneath. Ah. Okay. I've got no idea the direction I'm going in, and it's so wet. It feels like I'm not going the way I expected, but oh no. My unfavourite road surface. So it is raining. You know, not as bad, it's funny. It just sounds so terrible when you're sitting in the hotel, or even worse in a tent. You hear the rain on the roof. But once you're properly dressed, and with lots of anti-fog liberally applied to things you need to look at through, like specs and visors, it's kind of okay. He looks happy and optimistic somehow. Out for a walk, the rain's not going to put him off. Reminds me of Robert Valser that I'm just reading about in Sebald's book. These look sort of salt of the earth type characters. There's a broken umbrella, but like mine. Foot got a dousing then. To avoid all the manhole covers and other slippery stuff. Okay, so I stay on this road for 24 miles, so that takes me out of town, I guess. Well, greetings from Latvia. I'm driving south. It's raining. It looked worse, I must say, than it sounded worse than it was. The nice thing about motorcycle gear is, including the crash helmet, it kind of insulates you from the rain. And the earplugs kind of even deaden that sound, which is, I think, maybe that's part of the misery of rain when you don't want it. The sound it makes. It's funny, I was really anxious about getting out in the weather. I did leave it to the last possible minute. You can check out of that hotel up until 12 o'clock. And normally I'm well on my way by then. But although it's kind of set in for the day, and from my little weather thing it seemed to be slightly heavier in Klaipeda down there than it is here, it was kind of 4.5 millimeters of rain until about 12 or 1 or something, and then it went down to 2, and then it went down to 1. So even though it's raining, I thought there was some possible benefit for sticking around in the dry, and again, like my arrival in Stockholm, you know, you get to the ferry port really much earlier than the boats due to leave, but you know, usually you can A, find somewhere to get out of the weather, and B, then sometimes you can get on a lot earlier than the boat sails. So you can get into the cabin, you can get changed, you can have a drink, and I've got lots of vodka stashed away. Funny, I was just wondering about the borders of countries. So how I was thinking Latvia is a funny shape. Lithuania is a bit longer and seems to hug the coast more. So how do those boundaries, and when do those boundaries get drawn? So I was thinking there can only be two ways. So one is that bigger sort of areas, bigger kind of kingdoms get divided up. Or the opposite is you have lots of little places that join together, like Germany famously. So I wonder what was here in this region before Estonia, Latvia, Lithuania, and that Belarus little bit. That seems to me obviously a recent little incursion. I think this is the border between Latvia and Lithuania. Oh, should have gone straight on. Okay, different country. So, is Lithuania any different to Latvia? Well, it seems strange that when you cross the borders, often you see an abrupt change of the way that land is used. And here it just seems open, these open fields, with some kind of copsey type areas. The weather's the same. So here's turnings for Palanga, which is just a little bit further up the coast from Klaipeda. Klaipeda. That's always good to see the place you're going to. First exit to A1. Whoa, it's gusty wind from the side. So the speed limit is 81. Sneak back over here. What with the poor visibility and this really strong, whoa, side wind, blimey. This is where I appreciate having all the layers on now. It's 11.5 degrees. The wind that was behind me, I knew it would be behind me because I looked at the weather app. So that was behind me now is actually a crosswind, because now we're going west, whoa, northwest. Oh, blimey. Great for clearing the visor of drops though. Right, I'm in the wrong lane here. Okay, go.
Look at that. Terrible wind.
So it was bad enough, it's really scary on the motorway, but bloody hell. It's really windy here, even just on not doing anything. Okay. These are beautiful bikes, very nice. Italian bikes look really good. Yeah, really good. Oh, no good. If Fred Flintstone had a motorcycle, this is how he'd move it, with his feet. So here we are, after today, after all of the trials and tribulations, finally made it to this spot, and it stopped raining, which is great. And I met a nice German couple who are riding Italian bikes. So that was sweet. Yeah, so we're about to get boarded. There don't seem to be that many cars. Oh, can we get up the hill? Again. But at least we're going on now. Oh, yuck. Oh well. In a few minutes, we'll be out of the rain. Having done this quite a few times now, I've finally twigged that they are trying to load people by shape. So they need a whole bunch of cars, and then they need vans, and the motorbikes I think are problematic. I don't know how they decide about them. I like to think I have better riding technique than my German friends whose legs are splayed while mine are perched on the pegs, meaning that I can give my foot brake a quick dab if necessary. Wow, it's always exciting. Is that our ship? This one, Costco. It seems like cost-cutting shipping. I don't want to go on that one. Amazing places. They're so hardcore. That's a little spit over there. You look at it on a map. And this is a very narrow passage, but the sea looks rough even in this little bit. Don't know whether it's a kind of natural harbour. Hi. Oh. Okay, thank you.